Guys, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Can I just have everybody's attention, please? We're about to start. Can all my students and the fellow SRC, can you please just stand up for a second? Everyone, even you guys. Before we start, okay, thank you guys, you may sit down. Before I can officially open, can we please settle down, guys? Before we can officially open the ceremony, officially, we called the choir leader, what's the name? Salatiso Sepape. Okay, he will welcome with us with a beautiful note.
Nkosi sikeleli Afrika maluphakanyiso uphando lwayo izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo Sitshaba saso uferise dintwali matshwenye usibuluke sitshaba sa Heso sitshaba sa South Africa to blow than onse amel deep devan onsier orosier weggebechtes van die grondse onvordrie sounds the call to come together and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Good morning, everyone. The Office of the Executive Director, the Institutional Student Governance Head of Department, Prof. Matebesi, thank you for joining us. The Principal's Office, the Director of Student Affairs, Mezoleka, the campus deans, Dr. Manchu, Prof. Totezi, Prof. McDonald's, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We are now underway, guys. We have officially started with our CSRC inauguration for the year 2025-2026. You guys look lovely. May you please give yourself a round of applause. Without wasting any time, we will move to our first item. I will call upon the Chief Electoral Administrator, the Chairperson, Prof. Situlego Matebesi, to come give us the election report. A warm welcome for Prof. Situle. Please go.
Ke mina tshweni makopong ha ke naiwe ke naiwa mele ke murutsi o manyane. Now, Program Director, thanks for allowing me to briefly reflect on my African roots. And I would like to take and acknowledge the presence of the Executive Director, Dr. Themba Hlaswa, Campus Principal, Prof. Ngobeni, Vice Principals, Prof. Sotetsi and Mr. Manju, Director of Student Affairs, Me Dutwana, Acting Deputy Director, Institutional Governance Office, Assistant Deans, staff members, student leaders, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me tremendous pleasure as chairperson of the University of the Free State Electoral Logistics Committee to present to you today the final results of the CSRC FSC 2025-2026 elections. But before that, perhaps I should take once again an opportunity to thank Dr. Themba Hlaswa and Acting HOD for their tremendous support over the past 2 to 3 months. But I will be failing in my duty not to acknowledge the presence of the Electoral Logistic Committee members present here today, Me Dalsi Madimabe, Lindiwe Mpatswe, Le Ntate Sichaba Dolo. I would also like to take, because an elections cannot be run by the logistics committee only, but I would like to thank all the support structures of the University of the Free State, but perhaps at this stage also to acknowledge the presence of our attorneys here from Noche, Tate Noche attorneys. But I would also like to thank our service provider who managed the online voting process, KDBS, and in the University Rectorate and top management. Now, before announcing the final results, I just want to labor the point, or perhaps emphasize that each election, whether it is student elections or anywhere else, has its own identity. And that in itself presents certain opportunities and certain challenges. And by all measures, this election had its own challenges. However, I can confidently say that from an ELC perspective, despite the challenges that we faced, no candidate were disadvantaged on the basis of gender, on the basis of political affiliation. And I wanted to bring that across. There are also some significant, if I can just give an overview about the outcome of these elections. Compared to last year, you can see that we've got a significantly lower turnout, with QwaQwa leading almost 56%, and second our South campus with 54%, and then our Bloemfontein campus. But I think some of the challenges also speak to the low voter turnout. But this election, the second point, and I've got 3 points that I would like to make before moving over to announcing the elections. The second one that I want to make is that yet again, this election made use of digital innovation. It was an entirely online election. And for that, to navigate around the challenges of digital access in itself, we can really be proud as students of the University of the Free State to say you've managed to navigate around the challenges that technology can also present. But lastly, and I want to leave you with this, is that this was a highly transparent results process where the chairperson and only the chairperson received the PDF document of the results, and that was presented to everyone who joined online last Sunday. Now, as I move to the announcement of the final results, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the outgoing SRC, and welcome the new SRC members who were CSRC members. Being a student in itself, let alone being a leader, it's a privilege. And it is incumbent upon you whether you want to make a significant difference going forward in terms of student governance. And I strongly believe that you are here because of the will and aspirations of the students that have voted for you. Now, from the side of the ELC, and I strongly believe that it is also an expectation from the rectorate and the management of this university, is that you will make a significant contribution in terms of looking after and advancing the well-being of students. I would also want to ask you to give yourself a round of applause. Now, Program Director, if you allow me, I am going to announce the final results of the 2025-2026 CSRC and ex officio results for the University of the Free State, QwaQwa campus. And I will start with the ex officio portfolios. For the portfolio of Sports Council, the candidate is Le Sohonolo Bloom. They want to see you, if possible. We move to the second portfolio, Arts, Culture, and Student Council. The candidate is Mohadi Sacheche. The third portfolio, Social Impact, Student Council, Hope Motesani. Universal Access Student Council, Zaona Horewang. And moving to the International Student Council, the emerging candidate there is Ritabile Motabeng. Postgraduate Student Council, Smanga Buthelezi. Thank you. Campus Residence Council, the victorious candidate there is Sibusiso Dube. Seems to be very popular here in Tate Dube. The second last portfolio for our ex-official portfolios, Academic Student Council, Apiwe Mzolo. And Student Associations and Organizations Council, Teboho Munenezi. That concludes our final results for the ex-official portfolios at our QwaQwa campus. We're now moving to the CSRC elective portfolios. Student media and dialogue, Funeka Ngumalo. You can give her another round of applause. The next commuter student, Luyanda Mlanjeni. Mlanjeni. She's not around. And then we move to policy and transformation. We've got Palisa Mufukeng. Can we also give another round of applause? Because now I need to be consistent. We move to the treasurer portfolio, Ntabiseng Sibande. Another round of applause. The portfolio deputy secretary, Tumelo Mpike. Thank you. Because these are indeed senior positions within the CSRC. One round of applause is more than enough. Then the portfolio of secretary goes to Happy Langa. Umabalani. Then the portfolio deputy president, it's Tabang Mulakeng. Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together? Sorry, there's a lot of noise. For the portfolio of president, it's my privilege to present to you Ngebo Slatsi. Program Director, Directorate, once again, thanks for this opportunity. And with the power vested in me as ELC chairperson, I declare the results final, free and fair. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. One last round of applause for the chairperson, please, guys. Indeed, this was a challenge, Prof. I myself, being the first time part of the ELC, I didn't see us emerging, but under God's grace, here we are. Thank you so much under your leadership again for the support, the HOD, Paul Ambalani, and the Executive Director, Dr. Themba Hlasho. Thank you for your continuous support. Here we are today. I didn't believe we'd be here. Thank you, guys. Our next item, we are going to move swiftly and differently this year. We do not have the outgoing SRC. Most of them are on their teaching practicals. They asked for us to suspend this, but we could not. So we are going to move differently this year. I would like to acknowledge the ones that we do have in the house. You are coming back, the postgraduates. Mangab Teles, if you may just stand up, please, my good sir. The Sports Council, Ntokozo Mthembu, the associations, Bonisom Dlalose. Thank you guys for taking the time. Thank you so much, guys, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's a bit weird that your people are not here, but you are well supported. We are here with you guys. Thank you. Then we'll skip that item. Then we will go to the taking of oath of office. I will present to you our attorney, Mr. Mogolong Noche. Before he comes on to the stage, I would like all the incoming SRC to please just make a straight line here. According to the portfolio, guys, I think but I will. I will read their names, yes. Yes, I will read out their names for you. Nana, President. Okay. Shatsuga. I didn't get my certificate. Probably memo fast. Think until some. Shadi, the president, please come. That's where my portfolio. Come, just follow me. Oh, sorry. The deputy president. Secretary Happy. Deputy Mpike. Treasurer Sibande. Commuter students, Leanda is absent. Student media, Funega. Debo Meneneti. Apiwe Mzolo. Sibusiso Dube. Smangab Telezi. Katabi Lemutabeng. Tsawana. Mohadi. Thank you. I will hand over to you. Before I do that, I will give you their names. We have the President, Mqebo Hlatsi, the Deputy President, Thabang Molakeng, Secretary, Happy Langa, Deputy Secretary, Tumelo Mpike, Treasurer, Ntabisen Sibande, Policy and Transformation, Palesa Mofokeng, Commuter Students, Mlangeni, Student Media Dialogue, Funeka Ngumalo, Moneneti, Apiwe, Sibusiso, Smanga, Retabile, Tsoana, Hope, Mohadi, Lehlohonolo, Bloom.
Morning, student representative. You're just going to read when I read, ne? So you do hereby solemnly swear to serve the University of the Free State QwaQwa campus? Please read together, ne? Yeah. You hereby say I, and then your names. You solemnly swear to serve the University of the Free State, QwaQwa campus, and in particular its student community, to the best of my ability. I hereby acknowledge that I will be accountable to the university, the student community at large, and will uphold the proud name and reputation of our institution. If you say so, please raise up your right hand. And this oath of office is sworn to you, before me, at Putadi Chaba on the 28th day of August in the year of 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. They may sit down. You may sit down. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, our beautiful incoming SRC. Let's settle down, please, guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Morolong Noche, for taking your busy time out of your schedule to come here to be with us. Thank you so much, my good sir. The next item on our list, we were supposed to be addressed by our current campus president, Ms. Nungu Nomvuyo. She is not in the house today. Like I said, we'll be moving fashionably different this year. Dynamics change. Then, let's settle down, please, guys. We will now have the address from our incoming president, Mr. Mcebo Hlati.
Greetings to the house, program director, campus management, I'll again greet our esteemed program director, the whole campus management, our respected staff members and fellow SRC leaders, our distinguished guests, and most importantly, our fellow students, good morning. So for me, today is a historical moment, not just only for me, but for all of us, the student community, and standing here as the newly inaugurated SRC president in both honor and a responsibility I do not take lightly or for granted. So I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to students, to the Independent Electoral Committee, for ensuring a fair process to our university leadership, and for creating a platform where student voice matters. So I would also like to acknowledge all the leadership and partners present here, to our campus principal, all the dean of students, and every member of management. Thank you for your unwavering support and commitment in ensuring that this campus remains a space whereby academic excellence and opportunity prevails. So the CSRC does not exist in isolation. With that, I mean to say we exist as a bridge between the students and the management. At times, the management is called an enemy, which may be necessary when dynamics unfold during the time of the year, when we are faced with issues and whatnot. But we know that there is no university without the management, and there is no management without the students. So both should cater for each and one another. So as I acknowledge the management and I push for a better working relationship between students and management, I assure you that under this leadership of the CSRC 2025-2026, we will do our best to collaborate and make sure that the QwaQwa campus is a model for a student-centered governance. We may not see eye to eye with some of the elected CSRC leaders. I call them leaders because that's what they are to me. And I hope and believe that each one of us will serve in our given portfolios to the best of their ability. When I decided to contest for this position, it was never about the title itself or recognition. It was for a certain purpose to ensure that every student, regardless of their background, since we know our QwaQwa campus is in more or less most times excluded from some opportunities which may be a daily routine for those in the Bloemfontein campus. So our background alone, which is something we should push for, that we have an equal opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed. I come from a student body that faces real challenges, from financial struggles. We have seen them, most of them this year, accommodation struggles, shortages, academic pressure, to mental health concerns. I have seen these struggles, I have lived them, and I stand here committed to being a voice that speaks for all of us. I believe deeply that I have to love anyone in leadership, actually not only me. I believe deeply that you have to love your people in order to lead them. So leadership is not about prestigious or personal gains. It is about service, empathy, and dedication to the community you represent. In this case, being the QwaQwa campus students. If I may share a vision which I wish and want to see come to pass, is that this campus will be a campus whereby no students will be left behind, either academically, either financially, or accommodation-wise. A campus whereby academic support is accessible and effective. And over the years, or throughout the years I've been in this campus, I am happy to say that most services or support are available in this campus. And it should be a campus where student welfare is not a privilege, but it's something that should be guaranteed. And a campus where leadership is about service, not just a status. This term of office is not about, should not be rather about empty promises. It should be about practical solution. And we should fight to strengthen communication, improve engagement, and ensure accountability in everything that we do, which is one of the core pillars of being in ISRC. Education, for me, must be better for all, whereby not only a few elected individuals, every student deserves an equal opportunity to succeed and grow in knowledge, skill, and leadership. The reason why one will be accepted to come to the higher institution of learning would be to learn and would be to achieve their academic goal in a given year. That degree, if it's 2 years, if it's 3 years, if it's 4 years. So it is my dream and it is my prayer that each and every student that gets admitted in this university will achieve that goal. So our struggle as students is not just for ourselves, but for the generation that will follow. Hence, when we come to university, we are recognized or rather put in categories such as first-time entering students, such as first generation, whereby you may be the first person to come in university. But we hold the privilege whereby our siblings will not be acknowledged or are recognized as first generation students because we have paved the way for them. So that being said, I will repeat that our struggle as students is not just for ourselves, but for the generation that will follow. One of the fundamental principles I hold dear to my heart, and which my organization, the EFF, has always championed, is the fight for free, quality, and decolonized education. This aligns with the Freedom Charter, Clause 6, that says the doors of learning and of culture shall be opened. Free and compulsory education must be available to all, irrespective of color, race, and nationality. As the CSRC president, I want to reaffirm this commitment to advocate for an education system that is not determined by the size of our wallet, but by the potential and the determination to succeed. We will, I hope, and I will see to it that we will engage with the management, also the Department of Education, if it comes to it, the Higher Department of Education, and all relevant stakeholders to ensure that this principle is not just a slogan, but a lived reality in every student on this campus. So to me, leadership is not measured by the recognition or power. It is measured by integrity and ethics. Remember, ethics is what we do when no one is watching. So at the end of the day, as we are elected today, I usually say the CSRC term is 12 months, meaning there is life even after SRC. So the decisions that we take that will impact students should be above and beyond politics, but it should be something that comes back to our heart to say, did I make the change that I said I will make? Did I keep the promises that I made, or rather the commitment? Each of us, especially the executives, we had a chance, an opportunity to present a manifesto. So at the end of the day, that should be what drives us, as in to say you check. Unfortunately, most of the outgoings are not here. But I was going to say they should go back to what they promised, to check to say, did we commit to what we said? And if not, what advices do we have for those who may be coming to the portfolios which we were having at the time? So leadership is not measured by recognition or power, but it is measured by the integrity and ethics. Decolonization and transformation are critical. Our education system must reflect our identity as Africans that we are, and we must actively work to make the campus inclusive, equitable, and empowering, Transformation is not complete until every student feels seen, valued, and represented. Hence, I believe that's why we have so many portfolios from postgraduate, academics, international students, and so on, so that each and every student will be catered for. We know the challenge we face, such as high-level student debts, NSFAS delays, lack of resources, limited accommodation, and unemployment anxiety among graduates. But I believe that every challenge represents an opportunity for innovation, unity, and resilience. The CSRC, under our leadership, will fight for the right of students, but we will also work with the management to find suitable and practical solutions. To my fellow students, leadership is not one-person job. It is a collective effort. If we want to change, we must work together across faculties, societies, residencies, because each and every one of us, our voice matters, and so is our participation. So this CSRC is your platform, and we need your ideas, your energy, and your support to make the campus better for all of us. As I conclude, I want to leave you with this. We are not just students, we are leaders of tomorrow. What we do today defines the future we inherit. So let us build a culture of accountability, respect, integrity, and excellency. Let us rise above division and embrace unity. Let us make QwaQwa campus a place we are proud to call home. To my fellow SRC members, let us lead with humility, ethics, and purpose. To all the students, our doors are opened, our hearts are opened, and our minds are ready to serve you. Together we can, and we will make this term count. And lastly, I want to say to our management that being in leadership as uneasy as it is, I am pleading and asking that can they see to it that they take care of those that are in the SRC positions. From late night text to serving students wherever they are, it is unfair that by the end of a term, an SRC member will leave with nothing to show for at the end of the day, with only maybe a blazer and whatnot. So I'm asking that if there is any, for example, by the end of our term, there should not be an SRC member that is owing the institution, yet they were deployed by the same institution. They should go out, and maybe if they are coming back to graduate, now they should go out and find a job in order to pay for their tuition fee while they were deployed and employed by the same university. Can the management see to it that they cater for each and every SRC member which has been deployed by them? I'm not only speaking about the outgoing SRC, but also this incoming SRC. If it comes to it by next year, August or September, when they're about to leave office, can we see to it those that may not have funding at the time? Can the university look at their archives and see that they pay for those students? They may be owing from 10,000 to 15,000 to 20,000. The price should not matter. I believe that the university can and will be able to see to it that they pay and look for their very own. And lastly, with that being said, I would like to thank each and everyone that came to attend this inauguration, and I believe and I pray to God that it will be a successful term which will not only be successful, but it will cater and it will see to it that we support and are available for each and every student. Because at the end of the day, it is not about the stipend. At the end of the day, it is not about what we get paid, the amount and whatnot, but it is about the service which we sworn an oath to take. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, President Mcebo Hlati. One last round of applause, please, for the President, guys. Our next item will get a congratulatory address by the Executive Director of Student Affairs, Dr. Themba Hlasho. A warm welcome for the Executive Director, guys.
Thank you very much, Program Director Toto. Before I get to my message, let me acknowledge a few things that I see as very important that the President raised. The themes that really make me hopeful about the new President are themes like respect, integrity, ethics, accountability. If you were listening to the President, those themes were just coming out from his speech, which is very hopeful. Other aspects that the President impressed is working together with management. I'm not going to get to the issue of you must take care of us when the term ends. That is a matter that the CSRC will engage with the Director of Student Affairs. But colleagues, let's applaud the President. I'm hopeful. Thank you very much. Thank you once again, Mr. Toto. Campus Principal, Professor Ngobeni, Vice Principals, Prof. Tsotetsi and Mr. Manchu, Director of Student Affairs, Mr. Twana, Acting DD, Institutional Government Office, Assistant Deans, Chairperson of the ELC, Prof. Matawese, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me to also acknowledge and appreciate the presence of the Commissioner who adjudicated the inauguration for QwaQwa CSRC, Mr. Noho. Sir, thank you very much for doing the job you've done. It's quite a very important job to confirm these young leaders as the leaders of QwaQwa campus. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to address you this morning at the inauguration of the newly elected QwaQwa campus, SRC. This moment is more than a ceremony. It represents renewal of our shared commitment to student-centeredness, placing students at the very heart of everything the university does. The recently concluded elections across our campuses have reaffirmed that students are not passive recipients of education, but active participants in governance, transformation, and development. Before congratulating the incoming leadership, I would like to also take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to the outgoing president, who happens not to be here, Ms. Nomvuyo Nungu. Colleagues, we don't take lightly that you raise your hand to lead other students. So we need to also congratulate the outgone SRC in its entirety for the job they have done. May I request you to applaud them? Their commitment, resilience, and dedication over the past year have left an indelible mark on the student body and the broader university. You have demonstrated that leadership is not only about raising issues, but also about working collaboratively to resolve issues. On behalf of the Division of Student Affairs and the University Management, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude for your tireless efforts, cooperation, valuable contribution. Your dedication has not gone unnoticed. As we turn now to the new page, I extend my warm congratulations once again to our newly elected President, Mr. Mcebo Hlatsi. Congratulations, Mr. President. Together with your council, you are entrusted with a huge responsibility, a responsibility to advance the aspirations of diverse student body of the University of the Free State, particularly in this campus. As a Division of Student Affairs, we ground our work in 4 interrelated pillars that must also guide your leadership. These are your student well-being, which is very important. I think you also alluded to that. Your student success. You would not be here if you did not want to succeed in life. As Student Affairs, our responsibility is to ensure that we support your academic journey so that what you are here for realizes. Because you are here for education. Your degree must realize. And the third important part is student experience. You should form part of creating a vibrant student campus. Students that are coming to study at the University of Free State, particularly here, they need to go home with a wow experience. They need to experience university life, university environment. Remember, when you thought of applying for a university or a degree, what came to mind first was BCom degree, B.Ed. You then have to navigate towards B.Ed or BCom being supported outside the classroom. Remember, a whole student is a student who is both developed intellectually as well as physically. So you need to also engage in core curricula. That's why for student affairs, it is important that we also impress on student experience. The other one is student development. Obviously, whilst you are in leadership, you need to grow. The president said here, it's not about being a leader. It is about making a meaningful contribution to the development of other students. Now that you are a leader, you must make sure that the contribution you make towards others makes meaning. It contributes towards enhancement of others. If you cannot achieve that, it simply means then you have not really done much as a leader. Because as a leader, you need to develop others. Because you are representing them. I'm not taking away what the president has said, that you are deployed by management. I'm not taking that away. Nobody's laughing. Nobody's laughing. They missed that one. You missed that one. I'm just reminding you. These pillars, students and staff, are the foundation of student-centeredness, and they underpin how you design your programs, advocate for your peers, and engage with university. The road ahead will not always be easy. It is not easy to lead students. You have a constituency that has got diverse interests. Once you lead people with diverse interests, you have a challenge because you then need to balance issues so that you satisfy everyone. It's not an easy one. As President Thabo Mbeki once said, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Along the line, as leaders, you will feel, should I stop? You will feel sometimes very down. Mbeki is encouraging you. It is not about that moment when you fail. It is about the moment when you decide, I am not going to allow them. I'm going to rise. The students have decided. The students have spoken. The students said, I must lead. And when there's a doubt in your mind, you need to remember what Mbeki is saying. You wake up again, and you forge ahead. And advocate for what the student elected you for. You will face challenges. There will also be opportunities. Cooperative governance will become very critical. As the president said, you need to work with management. You cannot solve problems if you are not talking. Resolving problems arise through conversations. He said very nicely. You might be angry at some point, you might be talking about management being enemy, but at the end of the day, if you want to serve students efficiently and honestly, you need to be focused on resolving matters and not blowing hot air. You can only resolve issues by sitting around the table. You cannot find solution anywhere else. Solutions are found through talking. Once you then talk, then solutions will come. Effective leadership is not about titles. The president said that, or positions, but it's about service, humility, which is sometimes referred to as Ubuntu, and making a meaningful impact. It is about learning from mistakes, embodying empathy, integrity, accountability. It is essential that you embody our university's values, particularly the value of care. Students, the value of care is very important. We're coming from different backgrounds. Some of us, they wake up without food. NSFAS has not paid allowances. Some of us, we walk past other students that we know they did not eat the previous night, but we just pass them. The value of care is important. You must be comfortable by knowing that the person next to you had a meal the previous day. You must be comfortable that your fellow student has pets. He's not staying in a room and not going to the class because pets have run out. The value of care is very important. Those values will really help you succeed. I encourage you to cultivate a culture of transparency and inclusivity where every student feels heard, feels seen. As a university executive, we do not see student leaders as adversaries, but as partners in progress. Together, we must navigate pressing challenges facing higher education today. Amongst those challenges, we need together to expand access and affordability. We need together to address mental health challenges. We need to together improve graduate employability. We need to together deepen our commitment to social justice and transformation. In these challenges, you are not spectators, but critical partners whose leadership can shape institutional change. You must be able to participate. Will be judged not by
how loudly you spoke, but by how well you listened. Calling listening skills.
The values of our institution. The University of the Free State stands with you. Now go forth and lead boldly, responsibly, with a heart for the students. Thank you very much for listening, and good luck with your tenure, and all the best. Thank you very much. It's yours.
One last round of applause for the Executive Director. Leadership, are we back online? Our next item will be the closing remarks and vote of thanks. Student Governance Acting Deputy Director, Mr. Paula Mbalani.
One, two. 1, 2.
Thank you, Shaba. And in my closing remarks, it's funny that I thought of thanking ESCOM for the consistent supply, but right at the end, then ESCOM decided to remove itself from my vote of thanks. Let me start off by thanking the QwaQwa Campus Management Committee for sharing this morning with us, but also thank you in advance for the critical role that you'll be playing in the life of our student leaders, the newly elected student leaders. And let me also thank colleagues who've joined us this morning and who have come here to share this morning with us, a very critical moment in the life of students, but in student governance particularly. And I would like us to give the QCMC and colleagues a round of applause. Our student who rendered the national anthem this morning, thank you for sharing your talent with us. Prof, in your capacity as the chairperson, thank you for bringing Section 35 of the Higher Education Act into reality, together with your team. Because the Higher Education Act mandates the inclusion of student representative in university governance structures. And without the work that the ELC did, we would not then have realized the implementation of the Act. So to you and your team, thank you. And I must say that, Prof, since the day you raised your hand, you never looked back. But I must also appreciate the ELC for making us realize a full complement of the CSRC. All the portfolios being filled is not an easy thing. And I must highlight that at least for the first time in the QwaQwa campus, we have a representation in the universal access portfolio. And we recognize you. So, Prof, thank you for also, with your ELC, working collaboratively with other departments to make sure that that becomes a reality. Colleagues, an oath of office is a public commitment where student leaders vow to uphold the laws of the country, the laws of the university, the values of the university, but more so, to place the interests of students and the university above personal interests. So thank you, Ndade Noche and Ndade Mohale, for being here this morning. Broadly, the Noche attorneys, we thank you for legitimizing our processes and swearing in our student leaders. Let's give them a round of applause, colleagues. President, in your address, you highlighted critical matters that make student leaders succeed in the work that they do, which is working collaboratively with both your council and the university stakeholders. So thank you for emphasizing that. But also thank you for sharing your vision with us this morning. Let's give the president a round of applause. Executive Director, Dr. Hlasho, first thank you for being here, but most of for acknowledging the outgoing SRC, because in leadership we say there's no vacuum. And I believe that 2024, 2025, there was no vacuum in student leadership because of the work that the CSRC did. Thank you for highlighting how the pillars of student affairs then ought to guide student advocacy within the University of the Free State, but also for committing as part of the executive committee of the council of the university, for committing to rally behind and to work collaboratively with student leaders. Let's give the ED a round of applause. Our organizers, thank you for the hard work. Sis D, we really appreciate the hard work of putting this session together. Sichaba, thank you for directing the session so smoothly. We really appreciate it. Let's give them a round of applause. Our technical team, internal ICT, thank you for ensuring that the sound is clear and we are able to hear each other, and also for making sure that even in an instance where there is a challenge in terms of energy, you make sure that we are back online quite quicker. But let me also acknowledge our colleagues who are capturing this moment, the videographers and the photographers, because as the current generation usually says, if there is no video, then it did not happen. So we thank you for capturing this moment, and the moment that will go down the memory line, especially for the CSRC. So we really appreciate you for that. Let me also thank our campus protection services for being here throughout the session. Colleagues, we really thank you for being with us and for making sure that since the morning, everything runs smoothly towards the inauguration. Colleagues, most importantly, let me thank the students of the University of the Free State, particularly QwaQwa campus, for one, participating in the democratic processes, and two, for being here to witness your student leaders being sworn into office. Thank you so much. You played the most critical part of today's session. So I will just request that the university management and all other stakeholders give you a round of applause. And with those few words, Program Director, thank you.
Thank you so much, HOD. Our next item, guys, will be followed by the procession to the SRC office, where the first meeting will be convened and recorded. It will be led by the Executive Director, followed by the Deputy Director, Mr. Mbalani, the CSRC President, other SRC members, the SGO staff, and the campus management will then follow. A picture moment will be determined. It will be directed by the SGO Administrator, Mema Moya Mokwena. I think you'll find a suitable place for a photo. Yes. Before then, I will then ask all the students to stay behind for refreshments. And then the SRC also, I have your tickets for your refreshments as well. The management will head to boardroom 2025, Metati's boardroom, for your lunch will be served there. So after the procession, you'll just head straight to the Ntika building. The procession will now follow ED, they will follow you.